We now welcome in the aforementioned John Beck of 3D QB, a trainer of many BYU quarterback, many an NFL quarterback. John Beck's back on the program. John, do you remember that New Mexico game? That was awesome, man.
I do. That was a fun one. I remember being down. It felt meaningful, too, because it was Bronco's old team, right? And here's our first-year head coach going back to a place that he used to coach. It felt meaningful. And, you know, New Mexico back in those days, that was a tough defense. Rocky Long and the things that they would do defensively was so unique. And I just remember we put together a drive there at the end, and there was a few plays before that one to Matt Allen that got us down the field, a ball to Todd Watkins, a ball to Manasseh Tonga on a swing, and I think Manasseh was a freshman that year. We just put things together, got a much-needed win. It's a lot of fun seeing those clips. I haven't seen that in forever.
Some nice SD clips.
Yeah, I think you still have it.
Isn't that's how you know I'm old, is when the stuff is blurry. You're like, who is that again?
4x3.
Hey, we've seen it at the alumni game. You still have it. It's nice to see you.
Oh, my gosh.
Nice to see you slinging it. As you go back to the fun you had, and you had stretches where your team was really, really good and ranked high with all the attention in the world. And now this team's 5-0, having just as much fun with just as much hype. What is that like for a player to be in the middle of?
I mean, it's so exciting. You know, it takes me back to when the team is rolling and you feel like things are rolling. The first thing is you feel like you're going to win every game you play in. And the next thing that you feel is no matter what's happening during the game, you feel like you can always have an answer. You know, there may be times that maybe there'll be a couple drives on offense where it doesn't go like you want. Or maybe the defense gives up a touchdown. But when you have those feelings of like, regardless of the situation, we can find a way to make a play and we can find a way to win this football game because we have that confidence. And so that's a fun time to be a part of a program. You have all those ebbs and flows during a season, during a game, ups and downs in the programs, kind of like years that you're there. And to be a part of something that feels like you have something special rolling is really cool.
Certainly the defense has been the highlight for BYU, but the offense has been explosive when it needs to be. The run game's been good enough. Special teams has actually been spectacular with kickoff and punt returns for touchdowns and 54-yard field goals and fake punts. What's the most sustainable element, in your opinion, of what's going on right now with BYU football?
Overall, I just think that the defense has done a really good job. Key moments, and yes, there are times, like on both sides of the ball, we talk about the offense has had some lulls, and I know there's times the defense has had times where they've given up some drives or whatnot, but I just think, man, they have looked like the defense that we've kind of heard that Jay Hill was going to bring in, right? That he was going to want to establish. You know, you're looking at a bunch of clips here where there's just some key turnovers, some key plays on third down where they stop them short. I just think that they're showing a lot of signs of a good, solid defense. My best year at BYU was when we also had the best defense. That helps you offensively. Like when you want to put together a really special football season, you can't just rely on one side of the football to carry you. It has to be a team effort coming from both sides of the football. And in many of the areas that we progressed offensively from one year to the next, it was because of the situations that the defense provided us. And I think that the defense, I'm watching them do that this year for the offense. And the cool thing is the offense has done a great job of then capitalizing off those opportunities.
You go back to last summer when you're on this show selling Jake Retzlaff, and he'd been working with you as you've been training him up. And now 5 games in, he's 5-0. What has surprised you the most about him, if anything, and how can he keep going?
Well, I think Jake has done a really good job on some of his shot plays, attacking the defense and throwing some really accurate balls downfield. You know, Jake has a sneaky strong arm. Most people will probably look at some of the other throws kind of throughout the, the board of the field and kind of go like, oh, he's got a pretty good arm. And then all of a sudden you just see these sneaky shots down the field where the ball really jumps out of his hand. And I know that he's still got things that as he reviews the tape and as he's watching areas he can improve, he's got areas that he knows he can still improve on. But I will say, like, I've been impressed with some of those shot plays down the field. You know, he's aggressive by nature, and that shows in some of the things that he's done. And he's thrown some really nice vertical balls, attacking the sidelines, some deep posts that I felt have also been very timely in games. You just can't be like a loose cannon chucking balls down the field. Like, it has to be timely, and I feel like he's done a good job of that.
He's BYU's leading rusher right now. Is that sustainable, or does someone else need to take that over? LJ Martin gets back healthy and is expected to play this Saturday.
I would just say, unless you're Lamar Jackson, you don't want that to be the thing that you rely on. Like, it was funny. A few years back, one of my teammates from the 2004 team, like, sent me this clip, like, hey, do you remember this? And we were playing Boise State. And I remember, like, they were running me with, like, I was running with the ball a lot. And the announcer was like, is this really what you want to be doing in trying to find rushing yards? Is rushing your quarterback this much? And we were just kind of laughing about it. You know what? I think it might have been Austin Collie, because he was going back with his kids watching these things.
Of course, Austin would do that.
But here's the thing, is like, it's good that Jake is getting rushing yards, but I just don't think you don't want that to be the thing that is your mainstay that you are trying to establish, because that can put the quarterback in harm's way. You know, you do see those quarterbacks here or there that they're able to run the ball a little bit more, but it does take a toll. Like one of the guys I work with, Dak Prescott, he ran the ball all of the time in college, but the wear and tear that took on his body, it does accumulate over the course of a season. You don't want your quarterback to be just all battled up and bruised trying to hang in at the end of the year if you do have a special season going. I like what Jake has done so far. I think it's smart what they've done, utilizing him in the run game. It does put the defense in a bind. But to say that you want to continue that and to have him be the leading rusher the whole way, like, I don't think that's ever the plan. That's just the way that it's shaking out right now.
Teams averaging over 4 yards a carry, up from 3.5 last year. What is the difference for a quarterback, 2nd and 6 as compared to 2nd and 9? How does a quarterback feel, and how does an offensive coordinator react when you're just getting enough to make a difference on the ground?
It's huge, because 2nd and 10 feels like you can't make a mistake in the pass game. 2nd and 10 feels like if I, am aggressive and it doesn't work out, now I put myself in 3rd and 10. You can be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd and 6. The other thing you can do is you can run the ball again. And if you feel confident that 4 yards of pop is going to happen, I'll take 3rd and 2, trusting I can, also field position. I may have 2 downs right there. But I just think when you talk about offensive football, positive offensive football on 1st and 2nd downs sets you up for really good 3rd downs that are going to be more attainable. And usually you're moving the sticks. The other thing it gives you the opportunity to do is to move the chains on 2nd down. 2nd and 6, now I don't have to wait for 3rd down to get a 1st down. I may be able to be aggressive. And if the defense is really backing up, sometimes taking that underneath shallow route, that check down on 2nd and 6, that gets you the 1st down. So now you can get those 1st downs on 2nd down. And then that puts a ton on the defense. Like, sometimes playing that game of always having to pick up, okay, here we go again, 3rd and this, 3rd and that, and I got to depend on my 3rd down conversion rate if I'm going to get 1st downs. Don't always rely on that. Man, winning football, you don't have to win it on 3rd down. Get 1st downs on 2nd down. And when you pick up 4 to 5 yards of pop on 1st down, it gives you that opportunity.
BYU's 30% on 3rd down right now. They combine 4th down and kind of look at that number a little more, where BYU's been amazing. I believe 8 of 11 or 10 at this point. BYU's been awesome. Okay, rest of the year. There's 7 games left. We're only 42% of the way through the season. A lot of excitement, projections that are kind of fun, bowls that maybe BYU could be in. How are you feeling about BYU in the final 7 and what could happen for the Cougars?
Dennis and I, we see each other every day, so we talk about this
I'm glad
all the
someone
time.
does, yeah.
I mean, look, once in a while I get Dennis away from his princess movies with his daughters, and we do get to spend some time in football. But the thing that we talk about, we always say, man, with how things are rolling, and you look at this schedule, before the season, everybody was shaking their head at the Arizona, Oklahoma State, UCF, and Utah, that like that stretch right there. And you could even probably throw Kansas in there, of people saying, like, man, that is a tough middle stretch of the season. I don't think those teams are as tough as people thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And that's not saying Arizona can't show up. I've watched Arizona a number of times this year. I mean, they can put it together once in a while. They've also had some games that you're scratching your head saying, man, I thought Arizona was going to be much better than this. So it's interesting. People still pick UCF at times. Like, you go watch College Game Day. They still have a lot of respect for UCF. But UCF is not playing the way that everybody thought they were going to, or they're not having it shake down like that. So, I think there's a great opportunity ahead for BYU if they show up when they need to show up on game day. Do not give those opportunities to those teams to be who everybody thought they were going to be before the season started. And I almost sounded like Dennis Green right there. We are who they thought they were. But,
and we let them off the hook.
And we let them off the hook. But that's the truth. Like, we really just have to be who we are right now, and don't let those teams be who people thought they could be. Like, go out, prove your point. I think it really gives BYU a great opportunity to really have things just continue in the way they are and have a special season. It's just, you know, the thing about college football, and this is all levels of football, you just don't know any game day, a few plays here or there. BYU was on the fortunate side against Kansas State. Interception return for a touchdown, fumble, boom, touchdown the next play. Punt return where we were all holding our breath like, holy crap, he's going to fumble this into the end zone. And it's returned for a touchdown, and you come out the second half. Like, don't let those other teams have those stretches against you. You have to find a way to be who you've been up to this point, continue that. And I think it was Austin Collie one time that says like something about a team's confidence. I think I caught him one time in one of those pregame things being like, I want all those teams' confidence to be low when they come into Provo or when they play BYU, because you want to just then stomp the rest out of them. And so for me, those teams that's not shaking down for them like they thought, have BYU be the team that then stomps it out of them.
My daughter Venna yesterday, she said, "Oh, when a team that we're not rooting for in a game is losing, I almost feel bad." And I said, "Venna, in sports, it's okay. It's okay that they don't do well."
John,
yeah, I watched the U of A Texas Tech game because I wanted to see a week out. Like, I'm going to stay up and watch this game. And yes, there were some exciting points, but there were some times that U of A shot themselves in the foot with turnovers.
Yeah.
You know, they have talent. If we can do the same thing where we, hey, have them do things that hurt themselves, right? And then we capitalize. BYU to this point in time has capitalized off of other teams' mistakes, and I hope that that continues.
John, I was just going to comment. You referenced Austin Collie 3 times. You've got to get better friends, man.
And Dennis.
Oh, my gosh. You know what is funny? We're on all these text threads together with different things. Man, you know what, though? There's a lot of great laughs with those dudes. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. Dennis and I, we play golf every Friday morning out here. Yeah. And a lot of good times with those guys, a lot of good memories. Somehow there's got to be a way to get all 3 of us on one of these shows together. I was kind of
joking. We can make
like,
that happen.
We'll make that happen.
Yeah, we can make that happen. That'll be awesome. John, we appreciate the time. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it was good talking, guys.
Great stuff.
Always good to talk with John.
Yeah. Boy, he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Trains quarterbacks like nobody's business.